Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome Tony back to the channel. He's come out for a day out.
Yeah.
Bit of sanding.
Back again. Sanding our fingers off, haven't we, Mark?
He's got a plaster on it now, guys. It's getting better. No, all jokes aside, thank you everyone that did kind of go on some people give me safety tips, some people kind of like said some quite nice things and I got away with it lightly, and I did. Honestly, when I take the plaster off and you guys see it, it literally looks like a tiny flesh wound, and that is literally what it is, so perfect. But today's episode, Mrs. S is happy. I've just left home, so we're going to go work on her car. So we're going to start sanding this car, aren't we?
Yeah. It's a shame she's not here for help us, isn't she?
No, she
kind of got out of this.
Yeah, she kind of got out of that, so she's got some things to do. So we're going to hit this hard, a DA each. And the idea is there's areas that you've probably seen in the last video where it needs grinding back and tidying up. Grinding back, Tony's doing the grinding today because I clearly don't know how to use one. And we're going to get this ready for epoxy primer, which is like a nice rust treatment layer, isn't it, basically?
Yeah.
The underside's been done like that. So that's what we're going to do. And also, Tony's just made a good point, is it's a way of getting, like the door's got micro blister in it, we can get rid of the micro blister, and also it'll highlight all the bits that need a bit of filler work and a bit of fettling and maybe even a bit of welding to tidy it up. So that's the aim of today. Not going to be much talking or anything like that, quite a lot of time lapsing. We're just going to hit it hard with the DAs. We'll run through what we're using, because I know you guys like to know that. And in the coming videos, you're going to kind of work out there's quite a bit going on in this building. My personal life is going to change quite a lot. So there is a real big time scale now to get this painted now. Not to mention, keep your wife happy, happy wife, happy life and all that. So let's get stuck into it. We're going to finish our brew, set you guys up on a time lapse, and yeah, let's just hit it hard. Let's just get it sanded back and see what we're working with.
Yeah, so without further ado.
Without further ado. So, quick update, roof's DA's back. Roof's not that bad actually, is it? I haven't really noticed anything on the roof.
No, there's a few eyes, what we've took off in place.
Mainly like where there's been corrosion that people kind of covered up in the past, so it's going to need, well, we've ground it all out now, so we'll give it a bit of a treat. And then we'll epoxy it, and then if it needs like a bit of a skim, then we'll tidy it up. But like Tony just mentioned here on this panel, this is a brand new quarter panel there. And you're saying it's quite wavy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's quite a light sand as well. I've not gone daft on it because it is a new panel, but it has highlighted where.
Yeah, and that's a heritage panel. We're using just a cap, so I know people like it. 240s over everything at the moment, just to get going with it. Matt is also down there, somewhere behind the VW.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot going on today. So yeah, it's keep sanding. So I think I've dealt with this side. I don't know if I covered it in the video. So this side's had a repair in its life, and we've dug all that out and kind of got that back to bare metal. And the same down here. So there is, someone's put a piece in there, and now I've actually DA'd it back and flat disced it back. It looks a lot tidier now, so we should be okay with that, and we can start working with it. Let's keep going, Tony, eh?
Yeah.
It's fun, innit? So we did have us both on DAs, but the area DA I've been given many years ago, and it's just not very good. It's just wasting time. So one of us is DA and one of us getting rid of bits of surface corrosion and stuff like that. So hopefully the front end, it's all brand new. It's just going to need keying back in it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, it's not a lot of work there.
And then we'll go from there. Cool. Good progress. It's nice to be working on this finally. Oh, funny games. So we've got Matt in the engine bay. New A-series power there. Tony's DA'd this whole side, he's just doing the edges, and I'm going to start cracking on with this side, and then we kind of done the sides and the roof then, and then we can kind of see the repairs that we need to do. Oh, it's good to be working on this now. What, lads? It's getting warm in it, boys.
Okay.
So while the kettle's boiling, a quick update again. So Tony's basically, apart from the door, all of this is done, all in the shuts is done. Any welds that needed grounding back. Matt's on the engine bay. Tony kind of got to here, so I've kind of carried on with here. The boot lid, it's going to need a bit of filler there where it's been repaired. A few dents, and I've got to drill some holes in it yet, so I've kind of left the boot lid where it is because we need to do the inside. All around this panel's done, all around here's done, the roof's DA'd back, this quarter's DA'd back, just got to finish the top corner of that shut line. Then we got the door here, front end would just need a good key because it's new, and then Matt's on with the engine bay. So getting there, aren't we?
Sweaty work this.
It's like 27 degrees here, it's a bit warm. But we're getting there, and I was just saying about the engine bay, there's really not much to do. It's just the top half and the inner wings, because the rest of it's all been painted and done. Inside's going to get what everyone doesn't like me doing, which is stone chipping the inside, mainly where the floors are. I just think it's another layer of sound deadening because it's a rubber compound. It's not going to hurt it. It's going to have sound deadening and all carpet all over it anyway. You're never going to see it, but I think it's a good thing to do, and I've got loads of it on the shelf. So we'll get there, and then the idea is hopefully in the week, we're filming this on a Sunday, in the week I'm going to get in here, get these seam sealing done, try and get that stone chipping done on the inside and the boot area, and then we can paint the engine bay inside the boot area, get that done, and really focus on the outside. The biggest surprise we've had so far is the roof, really. It really was to say surprise. There was a repair done here, which I've now kind of cleaned back, and it's not half as bad. So it does look quite okay now. A bit of corrosion that we've noticed. So this has been repaired at some point in its life as well, and we did do a repair there. But yeah, it needs a lot more work. This is previous corrosion that's all been treated. This was done really early on in the restoration. But luckily, from kind of here forward, it's all brand new. So we're getting there. We're getting there. It's nice to see this car taking shape again. I think everyone just wants to see the back of it, apart from Mrs. S. While I've got you guys, remember to go check out our sponsors. We've got Minimine. There's a link in the description below for their eBay shop. And there's also a discount code running along the screen now for 10% off when you spend £15 or more on our eBay store. So please go and check that out. All the bits and nuts and bolts on this car have been built up by them guys. They do zinc bolt kits. They do loads of stuff which just fills me with joy when you're building a car together. So go and check them out, guys. And then we've got Frost Restoration, big banner there for your tools, consumables, and stuff like that. There's a discount code in the link in the description below for them as well. Right guys, so the boys are left now. Obviously it's a Sunday, they want to have a bit of time with the family and stuff, but we've smashed out loads today. We made the big mistake of sitting down, having a bit of lunch, and then the motivation was gone again. But we've got quite far. So Matt's been cracking on in the engine bay, and we are more or less at the point where it just needs kind of finishing off, and we can start looking at some high build on there. What we're going to do is get some seam sealer in it as well and stuff like that. So front end we've not really touched. I started to deburr some of my welds down here just to tidy things up a little bit, just make it look a bit more presentable. So we're quite happy with the front of it really. I think it'll be fine. We're just going to get on with that, with kind of carry on where we are with the DA and carry on to the back. Carnage of tools everywhere like normal. It's a proper workshop now. We've kind of got to here, so we've kind of got to the A panel, and we're gonna, the doors, there's always been a bit of a debate with the car. So the doors, we've got loads of micro blistering in, so we're gonna get more or less the bare metal on the doors. There's a few little dinks to get out of them. But Tony's been working on this, so like where this panel's joined, there's a join in there somewhere and you can't actually see it. So I'm pretty happy with that. And the same again there, it's a bit more of a fettle and then a bit of a filler, and we should be okay. Yeah, and we're getting there. So the back's all DA'd. I've just got to now use this old boot lid that we're not using now, and just put the holes for the drop down number plate. If you can probably see there, that's all welded up at the back. The holes drilled for Mrs. S's rear reverse lamp. Roof's okay. The roof I'd say has probably been a bit of a shocker here. I say shocker. This whole car's a bit of a shocker start to finish. There's a bit more issues with the guttering, so I think I'll go back now and have a chat with the boss and work out if we're going to run a roof trim or not. We'll do our best with it. I just don't know how good we're going to make it, as in to run it kind of bare. I don't like the roof, the plastic trims on the roofs. I think they look awful. They never fit, and I think they're just a rush trap. But this has had so much work in it, it might be a bit of a saving grace in us and save us a lot of time. So we're just gonna have to see how that plays out, I think, guys. I think that's all we're gonna have to do with that. But yeah, we're getting there. So we're kind of at the same point this side as well. So what I'm gonna do now, just off camera, is I'm just gonna finish drilling the holes in this boot lid, and then we can start fillering and working with that. And yeah, in the next episode, hopefully it won't be too soon or too long after this one, me and Tony are just gonna finish off the DA at the front. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get an epoxy primer, and then we can fill it's epoxy primer where you can fill over. That way there's a good rust protection between that bare metal and the filler. That's the idea. So yeah, quite happy. I feel good. We're doing stuff on this car finally. So if you haven't already, remember to subscribe to the channel, guys. Give this video a thumbs up. Are you glad to see this one kind of taking shape? I've got a few announcements that I'll be making over the next kind of coming weeks. Some good, some bad. We'll cover it maybe in a midweek trail or something like that. But yeah, I think it's all positive. I know heart of heart, it's very positive for me. But I don't know how it's all going to fall down for the channel and stuff like that. So there's a lot going on, guys. My personal life is carnage right now. So yeah, please bear with us, and I promise you it's all going to be for the greater good. It really is. It's very, very positive. It's just a lot to do in not a lot of time. So this is phase one. This needs to get out of the workshop, but it needs to be painted.